Welcome to Why I Knit. My name is Rachel. I am your host. It is Saturday, April 11th, 2015. This is episode 17. You can find all the show notes at whyiknit.com. Find me on Twitter and Instagram as whyiknit and on Ravelry as Yarn Talk. So I hope everyone had a good week. Mine was... I'll talk about it later, though. It was a bad week, in a way. But I will talk about that in a little bit. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I do have a little bit of housekeeping to talk about before I get into this week's episode. I do have a thank you. Thank you to Rencia on Ravelry, who posted in the introduction thread that she enjoyed the Sheep of the Month segment on last week's episode. So thank you, Rencia. And I'm hoping I'm getting your Rav screen name correct. And welcome to the group. Also, I am trying different editing software this week to see if it makes a difference in the quality. But I don't know if it will. So, we'll see for the future, though. What I usually do is I record in QuickTime, and then I import it to iMovie and do all my edits here. This week I'm just going to import it to the new software and see if it works out just as well. If it does, then I might just stay with iMovie, but if it's better, then I'm going to move over there, because it is better quality software. We'll see if that happens or not. So, yeah, that is it for housekeeping. So let's get right into this week's episode. Off the needles, I have nothing. I do hope to have something off the needles, though, this week. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what it is. It's the cuff down sock. Yes, the cuff down sock is still on the needles, and I will show you why. Last week, I showed you a completely different sock with completely different yarn. So why am I this far into this sock? I was just about to pick up the stitches for the gusset on the second sock that I was working on. But honestly, the stitch count was already off because I had screwed up the first one. I just was not happy with how it turned out. So I ripped that yarn back, and I'm saving it for the barn raising squares that I will talk about in a little bit as well. But I'm saving it for that, and I threw out the first one because it was bad. So that is why I am using this yarn, which I had originally bought for a different sock project, for something special. So I am a little heartbroken that I have to use this yarn, but I'm really pleased that I do. This is, I talked about this yarn before, though. This is the HD yarn in the NYC Subway colorway. I actually looked on Etsy last night if it was in stock, but it's not. So I might have to wait till it's in stock again to buy another set of 2 cakes. They're like mini cakes. basically, so I can make toe-up socks. But I think I talked about this earlier where I said that each color represents a line. I don't have all the lines with me. Probably tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. The next episode, I will have all the colors and the lines posted. So I did somehow screw up a little bit, but it wasn't as terrible as the other socks. So I just winged with it. But this is the correct amount of stitches. What this is gonna be is because I'm on the gusset decreases. These are the size 2 DPNs like I usually use. Hold on, let me fix that. But size 2 over 64 stitches. Even though currently, because I'm on the decreases, they're more than 64 currently on the needles. Just like a plain vanilla sock, ribbed heel, like when on the right side, you do slip one, purlized knit one. That's what I did. Short row heel, very easy. Very happy with how it's turning out. And hopefully next week I will have a picture or a I'll show you to you physically. It might not be a picture of the finished socks, but we'll see if that actually happens or not. I did order some more self-striping yarn from a different Etsy shop, but that is slide to order, so that won't be here for a few weeks, and I'm probably going to use that for another pair of cuff down, or I might do a toe-up sock with that, which was my original plan with the NYC Subway yarn. But those are my cuff down socks. Mom's bag. It hasn't made a lot of progress, but it's made good progress. Because I haven't worked on it as much as I had hoped to this week. Just time reasons. But next week won't be as bad with what's on my plate, so I should be able to do some work, which will be good. Actually, after I record this week's episode, I will probably be working on that, so that that will make a lot of progress for the next episode. And then the last thing I have to show you are the toe-up socks. And these are still on the 1.5. This is the patent sock yarn. I forget the exact color for it, but it's like a black color. Really pleased with how it's turning out. But I'm going a little bit slower on them now, so that I can finish this. And one thing I forgot to say about this is that this is pretty much true to color. At least as I can tell in person and on my screen this week. So that's really good, I think, because there's more natural light coming into my room today because it's really sunny. So I'm really pleased with that. But yeah, I want to finish my cuff down socks before I really get into the foot for this. I've talked about these socks before, though. These are just going to be tube socks. So there's not going to be a heel. Just going to make it super simple. I don't mind vanilla socks. So that is why I'm going to do that. Mini hiatus is going to be my bag, because I really want to get my cuff down socks done before I continue to work on it, and hopefully that will only be about 2 weeks. I figure finish it all this week, take a couple of days off from knitting on anything that I currently like on hiatus, like my bag and stuff like that, and then pick it up like 2 days later. It won't be like that much of a hiatus. I'm gonna stop the video for a minute because I need to get a drink of water, and then I will be back with the rest of the episode. And I'm back. I apologize about that. I just don't like drinking on camera. So moving on to On the Hook. The granny squares are still on the hook, but they're going to be going into a mini hiatus, kind of like my bag, but that is only going to be until May. I just want to have a few things off my needle so I can like really focus on that a little bit more than I have been. Even though they're like a very easy car ride project. I mean, they're really going really well. I've debate how big I want the bag. Is not going to be, I think, a really big bag anyway. I think it's going to be like more like a purse. So I'm thinking about 15 per side probably. So I need to make 30, and I think I have 5 done. But again, I haven't decided the layout and stuff. What I might do is make granny squares until these 2 skeins of yarn are gone, and then make a decision before I go back to the store to get more of these colors, and then make a final decision from there. I think that's the good way to go about this, because this is just like an easy project, not really gonna worry about time constraints and stuff like that. Something I do need to get a move on about, though, is the barn raising squares. I've only made one of them, and I think that's going to be very helpful that I ripped out the second sock, because I have enough yarn to make 2, maybe 3 squares, but we'll see. And then maybe I'll have enough to make a barn raising square for out of the NYC subway yarn, but I'm not holding my breath about that. And then about this yarn, I'm not 100% sure yet too, because with toe up, it doesn't really matter how much yarn you use, because you can use as much as, basically, if you have enough, because the most important part of the sock, your foot, is knitted second after the toe, of course. Well, the toe and the sock, you could say, are one part. But yeah, I am hoping to get a move on that this week. Probably within the next couple of days. probably once I'm done my cuff down socks, I will be focusing on that for a few days as well, along with my bag. But we'll make a final decision about that sooner than later. Spin zone. No spinning this week. Haven't even touched it. Hopefully, next week I will have time to work on it. There are just not enough hours in the day for me to basically work on it, which is a little bit disappointing because I've been really wanting to spin the past couple days, but time gets the better of me. I don't have the best time management, even though I'm getting better with having a physical planner, even though I'm just using it for knitting and content, like videos and stuff like that. I was actually thinking about getting another planner for my daily non-knitting life, but I decided not to because a lot of my real life stuff can change on like a minute by minute process. But yeah, I hope to have something the next episode about that. And actually, speaking about my knitting planner, I do have a major announcement to talk about. The updates, I've decided to make knitting planner updates only monthly because I'm not sure if anyone enjoys hearing, like every other episode, me yapping about how I'm keeping up on my planner and the spreadsheet and stuff like that. Also, I really need to find like more of a happy middle. I put down medium. Medium might be a better word between my plum planner and my spreadsheet that I had started in January, because I've honestly been somewhat lacking on that for the past month and so. I've been really bad about it after being really good about it for about 2 months. I think my trip kind of screwed everything up, but oh well. So I really want to focus on finding that happy medium between the two of them, and I haven't found it yet. So that is why knitting planner updates are going to be monthly. Maybe in the future I will bring it back to every other episode, but for May, June, and July, and maybe even August, I will only be having monthly updates. But I will let you know down the road. So the April update has already happened. So the next update will be in May. Now, I do have some big show news to talk about. And I will go ahead and talk about that right now. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago about doing a live show. I do have a date, a time, and what is going to happen. So, the live show, and I'm thinking of doing this every 3 months. So, if this is successful, the next live show will be in July. But it will be April 24th. That is a Friday. It's the last Friday in April. It is going to be at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's going to be, which makes the most sense for me because I'm in Delaware, which is on Eastern time zone. Anyway, there's a thread, I put it up a couple days ago on Ravelry, where you can ask me questions. The show will be about an hour in length. What I'll do is I'll talk about what I'm talking about, I'm working on, stuff like that. And then talk about a couple other things that will be happening. And then if there are any questions, then answer them. There, you might be able to ask me questions during the episode, but I haven't decided whether to open the Q&A section on Google Hangouts. Whether to do that as well. Which leads me to the next one. And this is part show and part life, so I'm going to just put it right here. What is going to be happening is the live show will be episode 19, which means that there's going to be an episode next week. And I'm going to go ahead and say yes, there will be an episode next week, because I am not going to Florida, as I planned. That's been postponed, and I will talk about that in a few minutes. So that's the second part of why this week's episode is called Heartbreak. But yes, there will be an episode next week. I will have all my regular segments like I usually do. And then, other than that, though, I don't have much planned yet. Maybe I'll have something planned down the road this upcoming week. But yeah, nothing really planned yet. So yes, episode 18 will be out next week instead of 2 weeks. That's why the live show will be on the 24th instead of in May. So yeah, that is it for non-life stuff like knitting and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get to my week. Let's see. This all started on Monday. Actually, no, really Sunday. It was my mom's birthday, and some stuff happened. We got into an argument, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Although what we decided to do was pretty fun. Anyway, at least for me. Florida trip is going to be in June instead of next week, as I said. And that's for personal reasons. It has to partially do with what happened on my mom's birthday. But I'll leave it at that. I mean, it's not terrible. We made up, but I'm a little heartbroken that it got delayed, but it happens. So yes, but I will talk about that, as we get closer to the date, because honestly, we are still not even 2 months away. We're like more like 2.25 right now away. It looks like 2 weeks. Maybe I will be going to New York City instead. But it won't really affect the recording of this episode. I'll let you know down the road, though. And then it looks like, hopefully, sometime this weekend, probably tomorrow, because where we play is school, and they get off spring break tomorrow. Monday. Is playing tennis for the first time this year because the weather, it looks like it's finally cooperating. It's not going to be too cold, it's not going to be too hot. So yeah, very happy. Uh, so yeah, that is it for this week. So yeah, I hope the quality of this video is better than it has been in the past. And if it's not, then I'll just go back to iMovie for next week. Happy knitting, happy crocheting, and I will see you all next week. Bye.